of the years. No people saying up. It's time to break the chains of fear. Those who work for freedom, they are never free. We might just want to be the first to spread the beers. 1968. Nation facing with the dynasty. 1968. Nation against and run up for the win. Better to die standing than live on your knees. They came as friends but seems they just are enemies. Sicker than harm and waving over our heads.
But as we together, we'll fight till the end.
The time has come, there is no other way to crush persecutors, remove them pain. We'll let our people for our guarantee.
And as we together, we'll fight love and peace.
We saw the iron wave, the flood us with the toxic flames. The smell of blood and death is now and never free. They march through our ground, a seven time with beers.
1968.
Nation facing with the dynasty.
1968.
Nation against and run up for the win. Better to die standing than live on your knees. They came as friends but seems they just are enemies. Sicker than harm and waving over our heads.
But as we together, we'll fight till the end.
The time has come, there is no other way to crush persecutors, remove them pain. We'll let our
right, man. So welcome to Soundcheck, Soul Collector there. So listen, this is a really simple equation here. If my one suggestion to the band is, I mean, because I really liked that was the most beautiful bass tone I may have ever heard in my life. Is the only thing that I could say to the band that I think might be helpful is they should maybe check out Overkill, the band Overkill. They might like them. If you like Overkill, you're going to love that. Yeah, so sometimes I kind of walk the line on these kind of bands because sometimes it's really cool when a band really shows its major influence in their sound. And then sometimes it's just, downright plagiarism. And that was pretty close to plagiarism, but it was really good. It was like a fresh take. So I would wear the shirt. Pretty cool. Really good thrash. I really liked that. So we'll start it off with a good one, man. Soul Collector. Nice thrash. Nice throwback. Once again, I feel like this is music that should be played to, kids that are listening to Falling in Reverse, and they think that that's metal or whatever. Good throwback stuff there. So, yay for Soul Collector. You passed the test. I'll wear the shirt. My name is Moose, coming to you from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, from the Moose Pit Studios. Soundcheck here. So we're going to have a good time. We're going to listen to some metal, and we're going to talk about the songs, and I'm going to tell you if I like them or not. And you get to vote in if you like it as well. 424-666-7356. That's an actual number. You can text it. Don't worry. It's not like a scam or anything. You just text, and I text back. Anyway, so coming up next, we got a band called Surgeon, which I really should have pulled aside for a Chicks That Rock episode because there's a female in the band, so... With a name like Surgeon, though, I'm kind of feeling the whole death metal vibe, which, being a big Carcass fan, Exhumed, Ghoul, Impaled, that kind of stuff, I'm kind of a fan of the whole forensic kind of gore thrash thing. So I'm guessing they could be completely they could sound like the flock of seagulls. Who knows? But we're going to check it out here on the Soundcheck. I appreciate you being here wherever you're listening from. We got a couple hours ahead of us, man, so sit back and kick your shoes off and crack one open. We're going to have a good time. We're going to talk about metal and probably a taco and at some point bacon, and then we'll talk about the American Warrior Revolution. Very interesting thing going on there as well. Right now on Soundcheck, it's Surgeon. Blah.
Rocks, Oklahoma.
Hell yeah. So that was right up my alley right there. Surgeon. So here's the deal, though. I mean, I really like it, and I can just tell you right off the bat, I would totally wear the shirt and totally tell people you got to check this band out. But for me, from maybe a producer sound standpoint, I love the melody factor in your music and the clean guitar breaks and stuff like that. But I think in order to really make that stand out, it's really, really muddy. And I don't know if that's just a deal of cleaning up your distorted tone before your clean breaks in. Your clean is just not quite crisp enough, I don't think, just for me on listen, this is the only bad thing I can say about the song. I think it was awesome. I loved the riff. I love the direction that it goes in. I totally just on a production wise, it was a little bit rough, and I understand that not everybody can afford Quincy Jones in the studio, but really damn good. So happy we've started off with a couple interesting ones. And I'm in on the Surgeon, totally, man. Really cool. So it's also a couple of really different genres to open up the show. We went from thrash to Black and Death, and I'm hoping, by the way, for those of you that are new to the show, I've never heard these songs before. So when you hear me review them, I've just listened to it just like you did, so I'm giving a real off-the-cuff deal. I encourage you to go check out the bands whether I like them or not, because it's just me. Not a big deal. So go check them out, because even if I didn't like the song, maybe they're good. If I do like the song, they're probably really good. So anyway, just, not tooting my own horn or anything. Anyway, so coming up next is one of those bands that has a name that I don't understand what it means. I'm sure it means something, but the band's name is Fankaz, Fankaz. Could be somebody's last name, could be the name of somebody's pet. I don't know what the hell it means, but the song is called Behind the Curtains. Yeah, so I wonder what that's talking about. Is that like dancing under the sheets kind of a deal, kind of a motion of the ocean kind of thing? I don't know. It's metal. It's very rare that you have a death metal song about dancing in the sheets. I don't know what's happening to me. This is Sound Check. We got Fankaz with Behind the Curtains. We're going to check it out, and I'd love to hear from you. You can email me, moose@themetalmoose.com. You can find us on Facebook. Just look for Sound Check or Metal Moose Podcast. We're there. We're waiting on you. There's about 20,000 of us hanging out. Got a whole bunch of new friends for you to meet, and yeah, it's a lot of fun from all over the world and metal from all over the world. It's Sound Check with Fankaz. You bet.
The Moose, Rocks, Colorado.
I mean, I have no problem telling you. I mean, some metal people out there, the just metal guy, it's a sellout if you happen to like that kind of stuff. But I'll tell you right now, I've been into that kind of thing for a long time. The melody kind of emo post rock. I don't know what you want, whatever, whether it's a Atreyu or you're back in, older into like grade and just, I like that kind of stuff. So, I mean, I dug the tune. To me, it's like, it relates to The Cure a lot, the way they have that underlying heavy melody with the high melody on top of it. And then I know there's some emotions going on there, and I know that's highly unmetal. And I promise you that band does not consider themselves metal, nor do they want to be called metal. But I like that kind of stuff. So I'm a fan, Kaz. I would wear your shirt. I don't know what to characterize you as, post rock, post metal, hardcore, emo, whatever it is. I like it. So I know I'm very sorry for all of the, gutted Christ fans out there that, that's uncool for me to like that. But anyway, I do though. So I'm a fan. I like the production. I like the song. The song, it had a bridge and a verse and emotion and melody and those things that make songs cool. So fan, Kaz, I'm not a huge fan of your name necessarily, but I like the song. Good. I will probably go check out at least one more of their songs to see if I want to further my education on the band, which if you're new to the show, that's a compliment because I hear a lot of music and I usually don't go back and check out bands again. But cool, man. I like it. This next band, SYK. I'm guessing that's Sick, and a song called The White Sun. I have no idea. It's a very interesting band name, and I don't know where to go with it, but I'm gonna shoot for usually the 3-letter bands are black metal, TYR, SYK, whatever. I'm gonna shoot for the whole black metal thing. The White Sun sounds pretty Aryan. Just guessing. This band could be from like Minnesota. I don't know, but I'm going to go with the whole atmospheric black metal thing, which is a hard one to win me over on because there's so much of it that's just garbage. But once again, this is me guessing, which I do every show, and I'm usually wrong. So this is probably like a not black metal at all, but we're going to go for it. It's Soundcheck. Hope you're having a good time, man. Coming to you from Oklahoma City. My name is Moose. This is Soundcheck, and we're listening to metal, and we're talking about it. It's fun and stuff. Here we go.
Show your rack, Cheetos, and rubber chickens.
Hey!
rocks New York.
All right, 424-666-7356. That's how you can text into the show. Let us know what your favorite band on the show was. Let us know what you think about the show. Call up, and you could even leave a voice message if you like to. We might just put you on the air. You never know. So with the Sky or Sick, whatever. For me, the production was really rough. The vocal harmonies were even more rough. The bass tone was ugly. It just there's potential there maybe to do something with somebody else behind the panel producing. It's like I said, it's got some possibilities, per se, but I don't know that hearing that track makes me want to listen to more of them, or even tell people, hey, you should check out Sick. Just sorry, not right now. Maybe with some more time, or maybe with a better producer or something. Just right now doesn't work a whole lot for me, but that happens. And I say keep going. Every time that I give a band a not so good review, it's my honest true hope that I come back at a later date and say, man, I remember when I heard those guys and they were just awful. And then I've heard them again, and they've really straightened it up. And, that's my deal. I kind of hope people prove me wrong, because it's just my opinion. And this is just, what I do for the show. And it's kind of fun. I like to have fun with it. But I'm not here to bring people down or to hope, bad things on people. I hope they figure it out. And I hope they come back and they're like, oh, yeah, Mr. Moose, check this out. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So, yeah, man, don't think I'm here to put anybody down, because I'm not. Because, hey, they're out there rocking the music, and that's cool, whether or not it's good or not. If it's not good, it's not going to last, yada, yada, yada. So anyway, Sick. Good luck in the future things that you do. Coming up next is a band called Spectral, which just based on the name, I was totally wrong on that one, by the way. There was no black metal going on there. So I feel like Spectral might be either gent or progressive. Progressive, which is the cousin to progressive. That means that there's somebody with a beard in the band. Progressive. I really have no idea what the hell I'm talking about. But anyway, so Spectral, with the, what the hell is that called? Title number? Title number 9? Something like that. I don't know. Smart people word. Here's Spectral on Soundcheck.
The Moose rocks Florida.
Yeah, man, Spectral, really cool. So that took me like way back. As a matter of fact, it prompted me to get on my phone and actually look for this. I don't have it anymore, so I thought I'd look up on Spotify and see if it was there. I don't know how many of you guys remember when Nagash from Dimmu Borgir went and did his Covenant side project, and they put out Nexus Polaris. That has that kind of feel to it to me. The first Covenant, I can't remember what it was called, much more, standard black metal, but Nexus Polaris got into the keyboardy end of things. And so my favorite thing about that was, and the same thing with Nexus Polaris, it's kind of like a stripped down Dimmu Borgir. Not so much orchestration, kind of more straight ahead. I really love the open string during the verses. During the verses, the open string with the melody on the guitar, really nice. Good, straightforward, not just repetitive and dumb. I thought it was really cool. I'd like to listen to more of it to see if they can expand on that deal, because yeah, man, that was pretty good. I would wear the Spectral shirt. I like that. I don't have any idea where you're from or what your background is, but that was it really did remind me of Covenant so much. And even another example is like when Dimmu covered Metal Heart by Accept. It's just that straight ahead metal. Not, it doesn't sound like the Star Wars soundtrack. Don't get me wrong, I like the orchestrated Dimmu, but that was really good. So I'm a fan. I would wear that shirt. Pretty cool. Nice. No frills, just coming at you. Very cool. Coming up next is a band that I've heard a lot about. I've heard the name so many times, and I don't think that I've ever played them before. But I know that I've seen the name. I know that being around the scene, being around the whole indie, thing, I've seen their name a million times. And like I said, I this was either sent to me or I ran across it because one of the things I'm doing with this is I'm going back and I'm going to be redoing a lot of bands. So but I don't think I played them before. I think it's a very interesting name. It's got and I know that I talk about names a lot, but to me, names are really interesting, and it says a lot about your band and about a lot of what you're doing. And this band is called Stage War, and to me, it almost sounds like futuristic, maybe kind of. I don't know how to, sci-fi almost. But anyway, I'm interested in hearing them because I've heard so much about them and heard their names so many times. It's going to be interesting to see why. Usually if you hear somebody's name out there, and I've been doing this for a long time and I've been hearing about them for a while, you're doing something right. Either you're really terrible or you got something going on. And if you got something going on, this is the show. I want to let people know about what you got going on. So, Stage War with a song called Killing Fast, and I'm a little bit excited about this one because, yeah, I want to know. I'm an inquiring mind. I am Curious Moose. Stage War on Soundcheck. Hope you're having a good time, man. And listen, if you're naked, it's okay. So am I.
Show your rack, Cheetos, and rubber chickens.
All right, so yeah, there's a reason why I've heard them, heard the name of that band and why I am familiar with it, because that was amazing. So, real quickly, I'm just going to tell you that I need to take time to process that, which means I need to hear more of them. They're obviously amazing. That's probably one of the most organic and really well thought out guitar songs I've heard in a long time. It was somebody loved that bad boy like it was a baby. Somebody wrote that and cared for it. Really nice. I would totally wear the shirt. I go to the bar band rule with Stage War there. If I saw that band in a bar, I would my head would fall off. There's obviously enough going on there in my opinion that they should be touring and opening for, I'm not trying to say they're, should be opening for Metallica. But they should be opening for, a decently big sized band, because they have what it takes to obviously, give that band a run for their money. I don't know what their live show was like, but, sonically that was really good. Very impressive. I think that they've obviously done good enough to, for me to hear about them, which doesn't really mean much, but, wow, man, good job, Stage War. I'm a fan. I need to go back and that was really beautifully, crafted. So I'm a fan. So here's the deal. This next band, I have played before on the Metal Moose Radio Show, and I'm going to tell you something right now. This is one of the bands that I remember, cause I played them very early on, and I was like, oh my God, wow! I was just stunned by how good it was. And so I can, now this is a brand new from them, so I haven't heard it yet, but I can't wait to hear it. Bleak Flesh just absolutely annihilated me the first time I heard them, and they are one of those, there's probably 20 or 30 bands in the maybe 50 max, but I played like 4,000, so there's a very, very small percentage of bands that I played on my show before that I've been like, those guys are it. They've got it. That's, and, Final Drive and Alethea, and, I could go on and on. There's a lot of them. Bleak Flesh is one of them. $1 Billion Man's another one of them. I mean, there's a lot of them. But in the percentage-wise, it's very small. So Bleak Flesh, if they have gotten better, or even if they've just stayed the same and stagnant, it's amazing. So I can't wait to hear this one. The Spectral Path, brand new from them, and we're going to rock it out. And I got a feeling they're going to gain some fans, because I know that I think they're amazing. Can't wait to hear this one. A Bleak Flesh on Soundcheck with the Moose. Hold on, because it's not going to be soft. I promise. Buckle it up.
The Moose rocks Texas. Rocks Canada.
I mean, wow, and wow, and then add a whole bunch of wow. I don't have anything bad to say about that. Bleak Flesh, once again, incredible. I have no idea why they're not on a major label. Somebody should be putting money into that band to put them on the road. So it's a total A plus. But the one thing that I will say that was a little for me was I think the keyboard was a little heavy in the mix, and then I think that the bass drum sounded a little too natural, like it was untriggered, so it was a tiny bit muffled, which, I mean, don't get me wrong, I know there's a whole argument out there with triggers, non-triggers, I get all that. The guitar tone was beautiful. God, I loved it. So just a little bit more crispness in the if the bass drum could be a little bit more crisp. Beyond that, though, I mean, Bleak Flesh, badass. Yeah, hell yeah, I'd wear the shirt. Awesome. Great tune. It's right up there with anything that's out there. That's right up there. So one of those bands that shouldn't be on Soundcheck because they're better than this. Really good. I think they're amazing, and I have nothing but the best hopes for them in their musical career. I hope that they do awesome things. And listen, here's the deal. That's one of those kind of bands that even if they never made it, or however you want to measure success or whatever, they've made incredible art and a story. So, it's one of those deals where if they didn't, achieve quote unquote success, it's a damn shame because they're putting out stuff that's worthy of success. And so that's a big deal in itself. So this next song is from a band called Dead Town Nothing, which is a great name. I love that. It's got character. You can, picture something in your head, and there's a lot of Dead Town Nothings all over the world. Everybody knows what one is. I love it. And it's almost like crossover. There could seriously be a country band with the same name, and it would work. I like it. The song is called Seen It All Before. I'm really interested to hear, because with that name, it could either be like a soil kind of hard rock kind of thing, or maybe it is kind of Southern influenced, and it's hard to say. So I'm interested to hear what they sound like, and this is one of those. I remember just when I saw the name, I was like, yeah, I want to hear this. So maybe that's shallow of me, but I'm into the whole name thing. So anyway. Here we go.
I'll never be satisfied until the day I see you die. Hang your head in fucking shame. Your epitaph will have your name. I never thought I'd see the day when you would run away. What
Yeah, so Dead Town Nothing. So there's another. This is one of those bands I kind of walked the line on. It was good. The production was good. The emotion was there. But so here's what it equaled out to me. Honestly, their name. Those sound like a bunch of guys that are, or I'm sorry, there could be females in the band. Don't take that any sexist way or anything, because God forbid I need that. They'll have a march for women around the Moose Pit Studios. It sounds like people who are ready to get out of where they're at. Like the name says a lot to me. Dead Town Nothing. These people are frustrated with where they're at and what's going on where they're at. Hey, welcome to America, everybody. Yeah. There's a lot of potential. I think that you guys really need to craft your songwriting, because there's a lot of that out there. So you got to find something to make yourself distinct. And listen, here's the deal. I say that a lot on this program, and I'm going to give everybody a couple really, really easy things that can make you distinct. Key changes. I know it's crazy, but if you just go up a key or down a key, yeah, that's one. Key changes are a really, really big deal. Also, underlying melodies. Underlying melodies are such a huge deal, and if you pay attention to any popular music, Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, The Cure, even Metallica, Catatonia, Opeth. Just listen. Dark Throne is even an example. Dark Throne, for God's sakes, you can do it in any kind of music. A melody that twines in and out of your music is a monster deal. And if you don't believe me, rap lives on it. Every rap song on the planet has some sort of weird, even if it's not a melody, it's some sort of weird electronic noise that goes throughout the song. It stays in your head. That's rap lives on that. So just, use a key change every now and then, bolster your chorus or your bridge, drop that melody in there. So even if it's just a small melody that happens a couple different times during the song, oh, remember that one part where it goes, nee, 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 nee. Oh, yeah, man, I love that. So anyway, just throwing that out there. I liked it. I'd wear the shirt. They got some potential. And hell, let's get them out of that town. They deserve it. Get in a van, get on the road, because that's going to do a lot for your music. Coming up next is a band called Ashes to Angels, which I know for a fact that I played on the Metal Moose show, but I'm going to be honest with you, I probably didn't listen to it. So I'm going to give it a shot now and listen to it with a song called, not cliche at all, this is a song called 666, Ashes to Angels. We'll see what happens here. I've heard their name thrown out there a few times. So we'll see what happens and see if I'm going to guess kind of post-rocky emo kind of thing. We'll see. Right now on Soundcheck.
MORTIS rocks New York.
Give me 666 tonight. We can burn this ghost alive. Give me love. Give me all your hate inside. So certain, so set to fall. I know we were only dreaming. In corridors and alleyways, hidden walls, it's the only way. I know we were only dreaming. Give me 666 tonight. We can burn this ghost alive.
Okay, so look, I'm just going to tell you right now, there's probably hundreds of thousands of young, sad girls and conflicted young boys going through puberty who absolutely love that. I like the British wine. If you want to sit like it, I mean, look, I understand that you have an accent, but bringing it to the forefront like that, and it's that song to me was bitchy. It was like bitch music. It's too whiny. It was like a big long complaint. It felt like a teenager who was mad they couldn't go to the school dance to me. So here's the deal though. With that being said, that's probably going to be hugely popular. That's a millennial anthem right there. I don't get what I deserve and I'm owed everything, blah, blah, blah. For me, not interested, but that's probably going to be a huge rock and roll anthem. And those guys will, ruin my career because I said that it was bitchy. That's just me. So yeah, bitchy song. So Ashes to Angels, you're going to have millions of screaming girl fans, and you're going to be wildly rich and successful, and I will be in the Moose Pit studio making Soundcheck. So good for you. Enjoy that. And if you ever feel pity on me, just drop me 10% of your earnings and we'll be cool. All right, coming up next, by the way, real quick, your opinion on the song, your opinion on any of the songs, on the show itself, on me, whatever you want to, if you want to tell me about your favorite kind of bacon, if you want to tell me if I freaked you guys out with the whole American Warrior thing, because that kind of scared some people, I think. But I am American. It's true. I live in America, and yeah, so we can get in. We're going to talk about that towards the end of the show. American Warrior Revolution, and it's an interesting deal. So coming up next is a band called Skirk, which is a little too close to skank for me, but it's a good death metal name, Skirk. It just sounds like something that comes out of you when you pop your pimple. It's just gross and ugly sounding. So the song is called Dead Again. So I'm going to go with death metal kind of a deal. Either death metal or maybe because it sounds a little bit like Scold, it could be a little bit of industrial mix in there. Just possibility, throwing that out there. My name is Moose. This is Soundcheck coming to you from Oklahoma City and the Moose Pit Studios. We're gonna see what happens with the Skirk here. Maybe it's a dirty skirt. Skirk? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, what's your favorite hot dog? Just let me know, because I like Nathan's personally. It's a good hot dog. It's a perfect hot dog. Nathan's. Yeah, just knowing that. All right, Skirk on Soundcheck. Here we go. It almost sounded a little bit like Tim Skold on vocals there. Love the music. The only part of the music that I wasn't a fan of was the clean break in the middle of the song. I thought that the clean tone was way too crisp. There was no bottom end to it. It was real twangy, and I think that there was room for maybe a bass line underneath that to give it a little bit more fullness and flavor, to take away from it sounded like it was playing through a hot rod. So beyond that, it's okay. I think if I listen to it a couple more times, I might learn to deal with the Popeye vocals, because they were a little Popeye. I was waiting for him to tell me to eat my spinach. It would take some time, but the music was really good. So right now, let's keep the shirt, guys, and I'll get back with you. I need to kind of maybe listen to that song once or twice more. I like the music. There was definitely something going on there, but the vocals were really, really tough for me to get into. I was a little like, is olive oil anywhere close? So yeah, man, Skirk, not bad. Musically, really good. Vocally, pretty tough. I mean, maybe with time I could get into that, but it's going to take some time. And that would mean I'd have to go back and listen to it and try to pay attention. And maybe I will say that those guys were kind enough to send me another song when they saw they were going to be on the show. So maybe I'll listen to the newer song and, maybe it's better. So I don't know, but check them out anyway. Go find them on Facebook or Reverb Nation or whatever, Noise Trade or wherever they're at. Check something out. And, maybe you can wear the shirt and you can write me on the text line and tell me that I suck, because that's happened before, that people have told me that I suck. Anyway, coming up next is a band called Sleeping Easy, which I am very curious to hear, because I do try to play some different genres, not all just death metal all the time. This band definitely does not have a name that says death metal to me. Sleeping Easy. The song is called Years Young. I'm a little bit concerned what is going to happen here, because it could be an R&B song for all I know. I get a lot of music. It could happen. It could have slipped past me. I don't know. We'll find out here in just a minute. But I'm telling you, if it can make me sleep easier, then I am in, because I need to sleep, because there's not enough sleep going on in my life. I can promise you that. So Sleeping Easy on Soundcheck here. A little concerned. Just somebody hold me and tell me everything's going to be okay. Please hold me now.
The Moose Rocks, Texas.
These words sounded better than they looked when I wrote them down. I guess words sound better in your head than when said out loud. I can hear them in my mind, but I'm struggling to find the right ways to let them out. 'Cause in my head, it all just flows in symmetry, like perfect poetry. But when I write it down, words just don't sound the same. So I'm not sleeping easy. This wasn't difficult before. I'm not sleeping easy now. No, I'm not sleeping easy. 'Cause
Rocks, Florida.
Right now, there's somebody shaking their head in disbelief, like, what in the hell was that? So I got it backwards. The band is actually called Years Young, and the song is called Sleeping Easy. So I'm going to tell you, I'm going to go back and listen to some other Years Young songs, because that was one impressively pieced together piece of pop. It really was well put together. It almost sounded like it was put together by record execs, like a boy band kind of a deal. And I'm saying this, and I'm not saying this in a negative way. It really was kind of like a modern take of Air Supply. Very, very emotional, super cheese, super big fat hooks. But you can make fun of Air Supply all you want. Those guys are swimming in jacuzzis full of $1,000 bills. I'm guaranteeing you right now that song, Sleeping Easy, would be a mega, mega rock hit and a crossover hit, because that could totally be on like adult-oriented rock radio stations as well as rock stations. I need to hear the rest of the record. That was one of those things, like if I was a record mogul guy, I would want to check into that band really big time, because they have the sound to make it and be as big as like an NSYNC band. But then if they can throw down some harder rock, they could jump up there and be in that Alter Bridge kind of shine down thing as well. So I think I would wear that shirt. I think that band, I need to listen to more, but there's serious potential for those guys being monster big. Wow, it was a damn good song. So yeah, that really piqued my interest. I know. Once again, I know the gutted Virgin Mary fans are, Mary burning on fire. We're roasting marshmallows on her dead corpse fan. Are the Hog Bangers of Darkness fans are really upset that I liked that, but I did. That's good stuff. So, yeah, good tune. Coming up next is a band called Mortis with a song called Null and Void, which is maybe what many of you think about my opinion after saying I liked that last song, but that's okay. It's okay. We can disagree and be friends. Why can't we be friends? Why can't we? I need somebody to email me and tell me to stop singing on the show. It's getting embarrassing. It is. It's kind of sad, but it's just me talking to you. And there's only, thousands of you, so I'm not embarrassed. Wait, yes, I am.
The voice says,
Show your rack, Cheetos, and rubber chickens.
Yeah, so here's the deal with that. It reminded me of like the very first time that I heard Emperor. There was so much going on that all I could think, like, and even to this day, when I listen to Emperor, I wish that I could have all of the tracks in the studio separate, so I could, kind of examine each piece of what's going on, because there's so much, going on. Obviously brilliant musicianship going on there. There's a lot going on. It was hard I needed to be cleaned up. It was just too cluttered for me, which it may be possibly that my brain is not geared enough to understand, where Ishan and Samoth are coming from with their complex, insane death metal. I like it. I would wear the shirt. I think there's obviously something going on there, and just simply the fact that I'm saying Emperor shows that there's Emperor did it, with their crazy whirlwind of stuff going on. But I liked it. It was really complex. It was hard to deal with a little bit, but I think that there's a fan base out there for that, and obviously you're talented. I'd like to hear more, so maybe I'll dig a little bit deeper on that one. But I would wear the shirt. That was talent. That wasn't kids bashing out Jungle Rot covers. You know what I mean? So pretty cool. I'm a fan. Next band, Punk is Posers is the name of the song. The name of the band is Systemic Violence. Like at this point in time, before I even get into it, I probably, if this were on a comp or something, I would just probably skip it. I think the name is super, cliche, third grade. Punk is Posers. I don't, now listen, maybe I'm taking all this way too serious or whatever, but I've never understood the whole clash between punk and metal. It just doesn't make sense to me. It's frustrating, but so we'll give it a shot. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is awesome stuff. But before I even get into the tune, I'm just telling you, I'm leaning towards probably not going to give a crap already, because just come on, man. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm just in a bad mood about this, but it sounds dumb to me, and I'm being judgmental before I've even heard it, which is stupid. But just being honest with you guys, it's kind of what I do. I just kind of am honest with you, and I know maybe it's going to take a long time for people to get used to that, or before I ever have a fan base, which I already have a fan base, but this show is new, and it shows that I'm being honest, and I don't care about the fan base. If it builds, it does. If it doesn't, that's cool. The bands are getting a good thing, and that's what I'm doing it for, and tacos.
The Moose Rocks Canada.
I read all kinds of reviews
about punk rock. Punk rock is a word used by dilettantes and heartless manipulators about music that takes up the energies and the bodies and the hearts and the souls and the time and the minds of young men who give what they have to it, and give everything they have to it. And it's a term that's based on contempt. It's a term that's based in fashion, style, elitism, Satanism, and everything that's rotten about rock and roll.
stupid punk rock. I don't, you know, I just think of it as rock and roll because that's what it is.
Yeah, man, I'm sorry. Sorry. I could feel it coming before I even played it. Just elementary noise to me. I mean, listen, I get the whole, you know, against the grain deal. I mean, all of that, the rebellion and the vitriol. And I mean, I get it. Trust me, I've done it my whole life. But it just, there comes a point where, just no thanks, guys. I appreciate it. I mean, and listen, maybe it was the wrong pick for the show, but I want to give everybody a chance because, sometimes I get my mind changed by, what was that band earlier with the sleeping song, yeah, man, but, thank you guys. And listen, I'm sure you're, punk, whatever you are. That wasn't really punk to me. It was just, noise, but yeah, anyway, so we're going to move on. This next band is another band that I've heard from people on and off throughout my years doing this. And I've never listened to them, but I know that they were very responsive when they heard they were going to be on the show. And that's cool to me. I appreciate when bands get involved when they're going to be on the show. Because when you don't get involved in your own stuff, then you can't expect anybody else to get involved in it. So that's why I'm my own biggest fan, because I'm damn involved in this. And maybe, just maybe, somebody will go, hey, this guy's got something going on there. Nah, I doubt it. Anyway, so this next band called Stiletto Bomb, which I think is a killer name. Obviously, there is a female in this band. Now, wait a second. That's not right of me to say, right? Because Caitlyn Jenner, who was previously a male, who wears stilettos now, I'm sure. And so that was wrong of me to say. So excuse me to the transgender community. The stiletto is just as good for males as it is females. I'm just digging the hole deeper, aren't I? I'm getting more in trouble. Stiletto Bomb does have a female in the band, and this is a band that I should have put back for the Chicks That Rock thing. But I didn't, so we're going to play them now on the show. We're going to tell you what we think about it, because I'm a sucker for bands that have females in it. Sometimes they're great, sometimes they're not, but they made me cough, so that's, part of it. So Stiletto Bomb, I'm not going to have the LGBT people all over me now. Look, I'm all about the bathroom thing. You can use whatever bathroom you want. It doesn't matter to me, so don't be angry. It's just, it was a slip of speech, kind of. All right, well, I'm in trouble. It's Stiletto Bomb coming up here on Soundcheck. Oops.
The morning is here again. The cycle repeats again. Here we go.
is loose.
All right, so not necessarily metal, more of a punk kind of a deal, real simple Ramones, Saturday morning rock kind of sound. But you know what it had in it that is, it's hard to come by on this show because there's so much, metal all the time. You know what I liked about that song? It was fun. It was one of those things that if I saw that live, I would be tapping my foot. I'd be, bobbing my head a little bit. Yeah, man, this is pretty cool. It's fun. It was lighthearted, but it rocked. It was a good time. So I yeah, I mean, I would wear the shirt because I bet you they'd be a lot of fun to hang out with. It had fun in it, and that is cool to me. I liked it. Stiletto Bomb fan, so I dug it. Yeah, it was cool. I like the fun aspect, and it was, it reminded me of Venomous Pinks and Doll Skin and that kind of stuff, and that whole thing going on. There wasn't really anything to separate from the other ones. It was really good. It was quality. The production was pretty good. I thought the guitar tone was a little harsh, maybe for the sound of what was going on. A little too much in your face, maybe. But that's just such a small criticism. I liked it, man. I think it was fun, and it's good to say that sometimes because sometimes you're dealing with death metal prog stuff. Anyway, yada yada yada. It was fun. Stiletto Bomb, good. I like it. I'd come see them if they came to town for sure. Coming up next is a band. So every now and then we're going to play a band that's on a little bit higher level. 99% of the bands that we play are, just self-released indie label bands or bands that send in demos or yada yada yada. Or they're on, some indie label from Croatia, whatever. I mean, it just happens. We get music from all over the place. But this next band, if I'm correct, is a little bit higher maybe than a indie label deal. It's a band called Horseneck. I think they, have been touring and have a little bit more under their belts than your local band. But when people send me music, we're going to play it. And even if that's if Metallica sent me a song, I would play it. I don't see that happening anytime for the rest of my life. But Horseneck, we got music from our good friends over at Earsplit, sent this out to me, and we're going to listen to it. We're going to tell you what we think. And I've never heard Horseneck before. I've heard of them, but I've never heard them. So I'm going to guess it's kind of noisy, kind of Dillinger Escape Plan-ish, mixed with maybe some... it's kind of got that slow stoner rock kind of name to it, Horseneck. So I'm guessing one of those two, or maybe a mixture of both. A little bit of slow, doomy kind of stoner thing with some insanity-laden pieces between it. That's my guess. But we're going to check it out. Thanks, of course, to the people at Earsplit. Also, real quick, thanks to Dr. French at Live Well Chiropractic, because he keeps my bones in order so I can do this. And trust me, that's a chore. He's a real person, Dr. French. Live Well. You should go see him if you're in the Oklahoma City area. He'll take care of you. Here's Horseneck. All right, Horseneck on Soundcheck. Really interesting. Not what I thought at all. Very almost Doorsy, classic rock kind of Cream kind of a deal. I dug that. It just totally was not what I expected at all. So, being a huge classic rock fan, I like it. I am lucky enough to have the full download of the record, so I will definitely be going back and listening to that. So, yeah, I would totally wear the T-shirt for Horseneck. Really, excuse me, I have the hiccups. Interesting tune, man. I am just pleasantly surprised at what happened there. So, all right, real quick, I want to get into number one. Thank you for listening wherever you're listening from. We're on over 50 radio stations globally. Also on iTunes, on Stitcher, on Spreaker, on Mixcloud, on YouTube, everywhere. Tune in. We're all over the place. However you listen to the show, thank you so much. So I freaked a lot of people out this week, I guess, because if you know me, you know that I have a We the People tattoo. I have a Don't Tread on Me tattoo. I have a 3% tattoo. I'm a very patriotic kind of person, and I know that a lot of people listen to this that are not in America. And I know that the view of Americans, especially with Donald Trump in the White House, is that we're gun-crazed maniacs. And I am a very patriotic dude, and I believe very much in strength of nation. I believe very much in I believe the government's out of control. I think that it's way overblown. I also believe in what George Carlin said, and that is if you brought honesty into the system, it would destroy the system. But I think that that's where we are. We need to bring honesty into the system because it does need to be destroyed. It needs to kind of be wiped out and started over again. The people lost their voice, and I know that and I'll give you a great example. Listen, this isn't about me being a Donald Trump supporter, this is about me being a supporter of the people. If you really look, if you want to crunch the numbers, you can look, and Hillary Clinton won the popular vote, right? But Donald Trump was a president. So that right there is a great example. Listen, I didn't want Hillary to win. I think Hillary is awful. But the fact of the matter is that when the people spoke, the government did what they wanted. And that's how it's been for way too long. We don't get the opportunity. We were born and raised to believe that we had a voice. We were born and raised to believe that we were the country. That's what it says in the Constitution. We, the people have the right to stand up. The people have the right to stand up against the government. No, we don't. No, we do not. We will be shut down. We will be taxed. We will be broken. We will be bankrupt. Or you can ask a couple people, Martin Luther King, JFK, you die. Stand up against the government. See what happens. Even if you're part of it. JFK, great example. Listen, man, I'm not trying to preach to anybody. My show is about rock and roll, but my show is also about being the people. We are the people, and we have to support each other, because guess what? No one else is supporting us. The government is not supporting us. They're doing everything they can to separate us. They're trying to make white people hate black people, and they're trying to make Mexicans hate white people, and they're trying to make religions work against each other. None of that here, man. I'm with you, and you're with me, and we support each other, and that's the way it's supposed to be. I don't care who the president is. I don't care what the government forecast is. When the people have a strong voice, we should be heard. We should be paid attention to, and we're not. So everybody out there who thinks I'm sort of like some weird militia freak or whatever, that's not the case. I talked to the people over at the American Warriors Revolution website, 400,000 people on there. There are a lot of people who have the same feeling that I do, and that is that we are ignored. We, the people, have been shut down in favor of the government. Listen, hopefully things are going to change, but it's not going to change without us. So anyway, I just want to get that. I want to clear that air. I'm not anti anybody. I'm not anti any religion. I'm not anti any color of skin. I'm not anti any persons, except for people that want to harm our voices. And when you create acts of terrorism, no matter what country you're in, you're harming the voice of the people. whenever you break laws and you steal money and you are harming the people. I'm against anybody that harm the people that want to be heard, and we want to be heard. And it's a weird correlation, but these bands, they want to be heard. These bands want to be heard. That's the whole point of them putting out music. They want people to hear it. They want to share their artwork. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to play the music for people. I'm going to give my opinion on it. My opinion not really important, but it makes the show more entertaining, in my opinion anyway. So I appreciate all of you. And whether or not we disagree on who on the government or on a religion, or that doesn't matter to me. Let's I don't want to hurt you. And hopefully you don't want to hurt me. If you do want to hurt me, and you're one of those people who want to hurt the voice of the people, which I'm not saying that I'm the voice of the people, but when you're, you look back at a song, maybe you've heard it, a Metallica song that says, when a man lies, he murders part of the world. There's like there's some meaning to what's going on there. When you create trouble, you're hurting the greater good. And I'm for the greater good. I'm for the greater good in all of us. And like I said, I'm not against you, no matter who you voted for. I'm not against you, no matter what gods you worship or color of your skin, any of that stuff. I'm with you, man. Let's all be together and be we the people, and let's be heard. Even if they're not going to listen, let's talk. Let's still talk. One of these days, they're not going to have any other choice but to listen. So everybody needs to calm down. I'm not some freak. I'm just a normal dude who likes rock and roll, who likes having a good time. And, but I'm a dad, and I work, and I am an American, and I pay my taxes, and I do things for the greater good. And I'm here to do things for the greater good. There aren't many metal shows out there that are supportive and talking about taking care of each other. But that's what I do. That's what I've done since the beginning. You can ask anybody that's known me since I've started. This is all about unity. That's the one thing that I do believe in, unity. If we can all work together for the same goal, we got a good thing going, man. So listen, man, I say it every show. You wake up, you be kind, you kick ass, you repeat. It's the way we do things. Smile at somebody, man. Give somebody a hug. You could change somebody's world, literally their world, just by being nice to them. It's a big deal. We appreciate it. I appreciate you. This is Soundcheck. We'll see you next time. Later.
All rights to the music heard on the Metal Moose are reserved by the authors, their labels, or authorized representatives that permitted their material to be used. The Metal Moose holds no rights to any music played on the show. Go to themetalmoose.com to submit your music to be heard on the show. Metal Moose accepts donations of money, Cheetos, bacon, and naked pictures. Thank you for tuning in and subscribe on iTunes. Rock out while you rack out, and consider yourself moosed.